Are there any losses that just fucking, that when you get up in the morning you think about that one and it makes you just want to go running?
You know, more or less the guys that talk about the Diaz fight tell me all the time, Diaz will beat your ass. Nick, the Diaz brothers have the most incredible following, almost as incredible as the Conor McGregor following. The Colts, it is unbelievable. So they just tell me all the time, you'll beat your ass again. Like, all right, well, bring his ass on because I'm ready, whatever.
Well, you fought Nate, right? And the Nate Diaz fight, like, it seemed like you were having a hard time in the first round. Like, you had a hard time getting started. Like, that was a fight where, like, that dude talked a lot of shit to you.
Yeah, I was.
Like, you were emotionally.
I'm not making. He got in my head, and he got me. Yeah, absolutely. And that shit doesn't happen anymore. No, everyone tells me Connor's in your head. Dos Anjos, no, the fuck.
So that was a lesson for you.
A super lesson, man. Yeah, don't. You mean? So let's take it back. You're talking about Rex Kondo, this guy, right? Oh, you see all the movies that people said, don't fight out of anger.
Right.
They say that for a reason. I mean,
yeah.
So when I fight out of anger, I mean, I was just, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I sucked that night, and that's all there is to it. No excuses. The motherfucker beat me.
Did you just get caught up in it? Like, caught up in the emotions of, like, all the shit he talked to you? He knocked your fucking hat off, dude.
Oh, God.
How dare he?
Yeah,
Nate Diaz can talk some shit, I'll tell you what.
You know what? But as much as he talked, I like those guys.
I like them, too.
I really
like
do.
them a
I mean,
lot.
because there is no front on them at all. They are what you see is what you like.
Yep.
If I were to run into the Diaz brothers out in the street, we are fucking throwing down.
Right.
And there's no question. I mean, that's just who they are.
Right.
I mean, they're, so it's not like they put on this front, this persona that they're big tough. No.
Right.
That's who they are.
24/7.
24/7. And
Yeah.
it's awesome to me. I think
Right.
both of them. I got nothing but respect for both of them.
So when you guys are all retired, you'll have a drink together and be
Absolutely.
laughing about
I'd have
it.
a drink with them now. I don't have anything. I don't have like any animosity or any anger or hate towards either one of them. I would definitely hang out with both of them, And it sucks that fucking, Nick is in trouble with this whole marijuana thing.
This thing is awful. It's awful, and it just shows how bad the Nevada State Athletic Commission is. And they were angry because he took the fifth because he didn't want to talk about it. The fucking guy passed 2 World Anti-Doping Agency tests,
Right.
2 WADA tests. They're blood tests. They're way more accurate than the fucking urine test that Nevada State Athletic Commission gave him with Quest Diagnostics, And nothing against Quest Diagnostics, but that method of testing is not as accurate.
Right.
So the dude was within the realm. I mean, he was legal. He passed.
Sure.
And they try to steal. They're stealing money from him, and they're suspending him for 5 years. They're a fucking kangaroo court. That's what they are.
5 years
It's ridiculous.
at any job.
Yeah.
I mean, if I said, Joe, you're off the air for 5 years, you're fucking ruined, man.
Yeah.
That's 5. You're irrelevant after almost a year
People
in our
forget
sport.
about you.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
If you're not, I mean, he is one of the names in the sport, absolutely. But I mean, 5 years, he's getting older and older.
I think he's like 33 or 34. How old is Nick now? Hold on. I want to say he's 32 at least, right? So 5 years, he's fucking 37, and he's not doing any TRT. He's not doing shit.
Sure. God bless him, what I mean?
Yeah, God bless him. He's 32. Yeah, I was right. So 5 years from now, it's over, man. Like,
Dude.
when we were kids, when a boxer like hit his 30s, you're like, oh, he's 32, 33.
Yeah.
It's almost over. We knew it was almost over.
Sure.
But then the age of TRT came along, especially with MMA. Things got real weird.
Sure.
Things got real strange. Like, you started to see guys like 36, 37, like Vitor, having the fucking fights of his career, the best fights ever. And these guys, the Diaz brothers, one thing you got to say about them is these fucking dudes take care of their bodies.
Yes.
They eat healthy as fuck. Nick's always eating all organic food. He eats real healthy. He's constantly in shape, constantly running. If this guy's smoking pot, he's not doing meth. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
he's taking care of his body.
Absolutely.
It's not like he's doing steroids. It's not like he's doing something that's making him freakishly fast or ridiculously strong.
It's actually the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is it's so frustrating, man, that these clowns have any power over people like you.
Right.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy that people like you need these fools that have never been punched in the face, they've never been strangled, they've never fought a day in their life, and they're the ones that get to decide what happens to you. Well, they're the ones who get to tell Nick Diaz he has to sit out for 5 years.
Yeah, but they're the pencil pushers of America, man. They're the people that in high school didn't, I feel like those are the guys that now they have something to prove. Now he's high and mighty, and
maybe, but there's a lot of pencil pushers that are good dudes, or good women. It's not the problem. The problem is people in positions of power that are accustomed to that position of power, and then they treat it like they're a fucking king or a queen. They're tyrants. The world of professional athletes is so short that it's even more frustrating when someone gets, like, if you're an accountant and they suspend you for 5 years, hey, you could always get a job doing something else, then 5 years from now you get reinstated as an accountant. But when you're an athlete, you got this short window. I mean, I think Nick started fighting when he was 18. So, he's 32 now. He's got a few years left at max.
Yeah.
Max. I mean, it's conceivable that he could come back at 37 since he does take care of his body. Maybe it's
a tough
5
comeback.
years.
I mean,
it's a very tough comeback.
Financially, what are you doing?
Right.
You're accustomed to a lifestyle that you've been fighting. I am, at least.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'm a super degenerate with my money. Everyone knows that. It's not, I mean, what if I were to if something happened to me today? I don't know what I'd do.
You would have to go on the road and start doing seminars, but because of your style and because of Nick's style, you guys are both really well loved. Like, if something like that happened with you, you could go do seminars and make a few grand every weekend.
Maybe not in Dublin. I'd have to go anywhere but
in Dublin. Once you guys fought, you could do it. If you and Connor fought and duked it out, had an epic contest, then you could do it.
I'm just a big stick in the mud.
Or if you beat him a couple times decisively, you'd have to beat him where they have to just give in. They'd have to say, "All right, you beat him.
You beat him.
But if you fucking cut down to 145." You'd never touch him.
Fucking Connor.
Look, man, I appreciate the fuck out of what that guy's doing. He's getting eyes on the sport.
Yeah,
him and Ronda.
He really pisses me off. I feel like just telling him when he
was
in the fucking press conference, I wanted to rip him so bad.
Of course.
I wanted to kill him. I wanted to be like, you know what, Connor, you can blow me like a cup of hot soup, you son of a bitch. But
blow me like a cup of hot soup. How does that work? You blow on the cup of hot soup? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. But if he just blows you like that, that's why it's confusing. The vernacular is really odd. Like, blow job. I don't understand where that came from.
Right,
It's very, blow me like a cup of hot soup. First time.
First time. There you go.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before. I've been around. Blow me like a cup of hot soup. But the fucking guy, look, what he said to Dos Anjos, that shit was hilarious.
Right.
Like, he's like, if you get a fight with me, you've made it.
Yeah.
You call to your wife, honey, put on the fucking red panties. We made it. Come on. I appreciate the fuck out of that dude's shit. His shit-talking game is better than anybody.
It is.
He's the best ever.
Yeah.
I mean, and Nick Diaz is right because, like, what his antics inside the octagon, like Nick's antics inside the octagon, fuck with a lot of people's heads.
Sure.
Like, the first fight with Robbie Lawler, like, I remember there's the first time I ever saw Nick talk shit. It was the first fight with Robbie Lawler. 'Cause Robbie was dangerous. So
Very dangerous.
Nick took that shit talking to DEFCON 5, and he got into the octagon. And the first thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie, he goes, "Stockton, motherfucker! Stockton!" And he starts walking around, "Stockton, mother..." And Robbie's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
What does that even mean? Yeah, exactly.
And then the entire time the fight is going on, like, "What, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch?" And then he'd hit him. "Oh, bitch, I just stung you, bitch." And he'd be popping him. And every time, and Robbie Lawler didn't talk back to him, but you could clearly see he didn't anticipate that.
But I don't. And as far as Nick and Nate go, I don't know if that's like a game plan that that's just like their real life.
That's just them, yeah.
Like, I think if they were on the street, they'd be like, "What,
Oh,
bitch
yeah.
talk?" Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's like real life talk. Like, that's what they know.
But it's
like,
still
what, bitch? Like that's them. That's them being them. You know what I'm saying?
But it is still a psychological
Sure.
tactic. It's an excellent tactic.
And do you
Anderson Silva, it fucked Anderson Silva's
Sure.
head up, dude.
Some bitch laid out on the mat.
Yeah, he laid down like this.
You
he
gotta
was
love
bored,
him.
and he was
Yeah.
taking a nap, fighting the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the history of the sport, and he lays down, and then he gets up with his hands down like, "What, bitch?
Yeah.
What, bitch?"
It's fucking.
And he didn't do any of that leading up to the fight, which was even more fucked up because I don't think Anderson expected it at all. And then when he was in there talking shit to him, you could see Anderson just like moving around and not doing anything, frozen, and
man.
thinking about like there's a great picture of it. What, bitch? And Anderson had never experienced that before.
Man.